Today I'm going to be taking a look at, or rather troubleshooting, an old JVC boombox. And for this purpose I made myself a troubleshooting tape. And what I did is I put a 400 hertz sine wave on this. Or I should say I hooked up my audio generator to my cassette deck and I made a recording with a sine wave of 400 hertz on it. I did this at 0 dB. I probably could have went a little bit higher because all I'm doing is using this tape for troubleshooting purposes. I'm not really that concerned about a small amount of distortion or something. I wanted a little higher output here because the signal levels at the heads are really so low, and I want to be able to see something with the oscilloscope. So again, this is at 0 dB, and I could probably go ahead and take it up somewhat higher, but I'm going to go ahead and try this out. And as far as the cassette deck is concerned, one of the channels is out. Whether I have it in the cassette function or the tuner function, just the right channel is out. So that's telling me that's something that's common to both of these different functions. Of course, you could have a problem in the amp itself somewhere with the right channel out, and the tuner could have a problem with the right channels out, but that's highly unlikely. So now when I troubleshoot this thing, I can go ahead and either I can put the test cassette in and work from the heads all the way to the loudspeakers, or I can go from the loudspeakers, I can work back to the heads, or I can just start off in the middle somewhere, like at the volume control or at the function switch. Also, since this is a portable unit here, I'm going to run it off of line voltage, mains voltage. If I could use batteries. I don't have any, or I could just use a power supply to run it. But I have an isolation transformer, and so that's what I'm going to use. Actually, these things are pretty well, the way these things are built, it is kind of hard to get shocked unless you're really looking to do it. Normally it's hard to get to the, basically I should say it's hard to shock yourself. Anyways, it's something you have to be aware of though. These things are safer to work on than amplifiers or receivers, but you should either use a DC power supply, batteries, or use an isolation transformer. Another thing I have is the service manual, and for example this also has a block diagram, which is also pretty helpful in troubleshooting. For example, I can always look at the inputs and outputs of the ICs and go on down the line and check things. And of course there's a complete schematic in here. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to see, but this is definitely a big advantage, having a service manual. So instead of using the oscilloscope, I decided to use the old signal tracer here, which has a little probe on the end, and this signal tracer has a built-in loudspeaker. Now I decided to do what I often do. I just check the signal at the volume control, and here I kind of highlighted what I did. I know here the volume control, or the channel I'm having problems is the right channel, and printed on the board here that said that volume control is R330, which is this one here, and the input resistor for that was R329. That was a resistor right before that, so I should be getting a signal coming into there. And just for fun, I'm going to check the other channel too, R229, R329, and then thereafter that I'm going to check the outputs. I'm going to check what comes right after the volume control. So again, I'm going to check these resistors. I think I got it. This is the input, so I'm going to turn the volume control down. It's just going to bother me. Okay, that was 1. In fact, this was the input to my problem channel. And let me check the other side of that resistor. That's okay too. And check the other channel. So that's okay too. Now let's see what's coming out there. So now I'm going to check the outputs right after the volume control. Right there, there's at this junction there's another resistor. So I'm going to look for that on the board, R331 and R231. And then right there, I'm going to go ahead and put the probe right at that resistor there. And then I'm going to go ahead and compare the channels. So this resistor here, which is R331, that's tied into the signal line of R330 here, the right volume control, which is the channel I'm having problems with. So I had to turn this down. Of course, I don't know if I mentioned I got that test tape running, but I got to turn the volume down. If not, I won't be able to tell if I'm getting anything. So let me go ahead and check that. I hear something coming. Let me go ahead and manipulate it. Okay, I think one side of this is ground, so I only got something on one side I should be getting. In fact, okay, so we know the volume control is working. And there's the one for the other channel. It's hard to tell. I really can't tell if I'm getting anything out of the... but I know this other channel is a good channel, so I'm not really concerned about that. I'm just worried about this. Why is it not working? Okay, I've got the... So we know we are getting to right after the volume control, the signal is coming through. So here again is the junction of the volume control after the signal leaves the volume control, and all I have to do here, which is very convenient, is follow this printed path down here, and that goes down right there, and then it goes onto the main board. So there's a bunch of solder points right here. So I'm going to go ahead and check for a signal there. And then of course, if you follow this down more, it's going to go into the input of the main power IC. Now, again, the signal leaves this board, and then it goes down to the main board and then to the input of the power ICs. Now here's the signal leaving this board right at the junction of the main board, and I guess it would be the tone control volume board. This is for the good channel, the left channel, and this one here is for the right channel, I believe, right there. So I'm getting something with this. It's very quiet. I think this might be a bad solder joint here. So I'm going to go ahead and resolder that and then see what happens. Now it looks like I got the thing repaired. Here's what was originally the bad channel. And here's what originally was the good channel. So that solved that problem. I've only got like, I don't know how many more problems to do. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time.